I don't see myself as a necessarily diligent person who can keep up with streaks, but somehow I managed to hear this sound for more than 900 days in a row. I can't say one thing for certain about myself though. I am cheap, and free versions are my jam. But free doesn't necessarily equal good, so let's sort out if Duolingo free version is worth your time, but also what it is. And let's begin with the last one. Duolingo covers a lot of languages, even some more unexpected ones, which is a pleasant surprise. It certainly has its profile. Colors are poppin', and you're accompanied on these lessons by different characters, each with a unique personality. With Oscar being my personal favorite. Duo himself acts more of a cheerleader, cheering you on lessons. The lessons consist of writing, speaking, listening, and reading. Being a mobile education, you'll find yourself in situations where you can't always speak out loud or hear properly. But don't worry, the app got you covered, and these settings can be momentarily switched off. Lessons, however, can't be downloaded. That's reserved for the premium plan, so you will need access to Wi-Fi. The lessons themselves are thematic and consist of a few smaller ones, and each end with a test. Passing the test will let you proceed to the next level with a slight increase in difficulty level. The lessons begin with you choosing the right words to you, in the end, typing in the correct translation to the sentences. Additionally, there are these short stories to certain languages where your reading skills are tested to see if you can really keep up with what is happening in the tale. And now and then also grammar lessons pops up, which are the broccoli of learning a language. There are also different leagues. Earn more points at the end of the week and you might advance to a higher league with players, earning in general more points than previously, upping the difficulty level a bit. I have tried other language apps such as Memrise, Rosetta Stone, and even Tandem, and even though they might be more efficient, I have struggled to keep them going. Duolingo is just packaged so well. I am improving at a good pace while having moderately fun. Another thing Duolingo does well is voice acting. Instead of some mundane voices that you can stumble upon across certain platforms, these voice actors make the characters come to life, adding a personality to them.
Il se gare vraiment n'importe où.
Je me gare sur le parking du cinéma.
It's pretty good. I have a friend who is referring to studying Duolingo as playing Duolingo, for it certainly has its gaming elements, such as the gathering points on a scoreboard, and for the free users collecting lingots. Arguably the most notable gaming element is the XP boost system, which under a certain time gives you double points for a completed lesson. I have mixed feelings about this one. What this one does is making it a bit tricky getting an overview of how much you are actually studying and achieving. I'm also not quite convinced that adding a bit of time stress on a learning exercise is the best way to go learning, but hey, it comes to personal preferences. But on the other hand, I tend to do that extra 15 minutes every single time, so it does the job in giving me that extra little push. There is a difference for sure between the premium and the free version. As with most free versions, you will have ads, but first and foremost, you only have 5 tries in completing a lesson. If you reach that point where you have no hearts left, you will have the option to buy yourself out using the in-game currency lingots, which can be achieved by reaching goals, watching ads, or bought for real money. Or you can quit the lesson completely and go back to doing practicing runs, gathering hearts. Completing practice runs does give you experience points, so I wouldn't see it as a waste of time, even though lessons are not as challenging. But this is it. This is my one big gripe of being a free Duolingo user. There will come a time, in my case quite frequently, where you just can't complete the lessons with your 5 tries. One could argue, if you're not good enough, you shouldn't be able to progress, and to that I say, yes, you certainly have a point. But if you happen to make unintended spelling mistakes and keep on going back to practicing lessons, it can get a bit tedious after a time. And I want to admit that I am actually a cheater. I cheat on a daily basis. I take screenshots of the correct answer and I reuse this when the question come back up. I justify this with the amount of practice runs that I do, that the lessons will come back up into my feed and I will eventually learn them. And I do think that if I wouldn't have used this, let's call it strategy, I would have eventually lost interest in Duolingo as a free user. There's also another mode that I haven't mentioned. You can do your lessons via your computer, and in the free version you do have unlimited tries. I have not practiced much on my computer because even though typing is easier, I find, you lose much of the mobility aspect, which for me is crucial. The main point is to learn, to advance, and keep improving. With the free version, you will take a slightly more difficult route than with the premium plan. As a free Duolingo user, you get to take part of so much content, with the 5 tries being the only real downside. I have struggled in the past learning a language, but now I'm actually making progress. I am learning and I'm able to have conversations with people in French, which to me is an amazing achievement. I will continue using the app because I think that Duolingo is onto something with a good balance between learning and the gaming elements, which keeps me motivated, keeps me coming back. These are my thoughts about learning with Duolingo. Let me know in the comments below what you think of using the application. If this video was beneficial to you in any way, feel free to give it a thumbs up for the algorithm. But these were my thoughts on using Duolingo as a free user. Let me know in the comments below what you think of it. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time.